Good evening and welcome. The Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees are now convened in the regular board meeting on Thursday, March 5th, 2020 in the boardroom of Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Instructional Support Center located at 10,300 Jones Road, Houston, Texas at 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience and our television viewers to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Cypress-Fairbanks Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to the reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to the items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that the closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. These proceedings are airing live on Comcast Channel 16 and the district website. They will also be available as video on demand on the district website following tonight's meeting. For the video to adequately reflect the proceedings, I respectfully ask you to please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode, and I'm about to do mine right now, so y'all please join me. Oh Lord, Siri just asked me a question. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize our Community Leadership Committee members who are in attendance this evening. They are Stacy Anderson. Stacy, would you stand? And Francis Romero. Francis, thank y'all very much for coming. Appreciate it. We also would like to introduce our Boy Scout that's here tonight, William Sanar, is that correct? And Kenneth, oh Lord. Kenneth, how do you say your last name? Wynn, thank you. Boy Scout 1177. The invocation for tonight's board meeting will be given by Carl Hughes, pastors of the Cypress Creek Baptist Church. Pastor Carl and Cypress Creek Baptist Church are strong supporters of Cy-Fair ISD. They have been sponsors of Cy-Fair Athletics, the Spillane Fun Run, and Puppy Parade for Fine Arts, along with supporting other school programs throughout CFISD. Cypress Creek Baptist Church is in the heart of Cy-Fair District with a vested interest in the future of the community. Pastor Carl and his wife Melanie's son will graduate with the inaugural 2020 class of Bridgeland High School, where he is part of the baseball team and their daughter is a freshman at Bridgeland High School and very involved in the band program. Thank you, Pastor Hughes. We appreciate you being here this evening. Before the invocation, I would like to introduce the AFJROTC cadets who will be presenting the colors this evening. Our cadets are from Cy-Fair High School, and they are Cadet First Lieutenant Frederick Tran, Texas Rifle, Cadet Colonel Brandy Pineda, Texas Flag, Cadet Major Jessica Diamond, American Flag, and Cadet Technical Sergeant Joshua Davis, American Rifle. Our cadets this evening are under the direction of Senior Master Sergeant Michael W. Claiborne, United States Air Force, retired. At this time, I would ask you to please stand for the invocation first and then the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. God, we come before you thanking you for all the blessings in our life. Lord, you give us a great area to live and a community that loves us. God, you give us a school district that loves our kids, protects them, and watches out for them. God, we just pray that you'd help them to make the decisions tonight that would bring the education that they need to advance their lives. God, that you would help them make decisions that would protect our kids and show them the love that you have for them. Lord, in each decision tonight, there's going to be people on both sides. And God, we ask that you give them a peace to do business in a way that would honor our district and even you, God. We thank you for your mercy in our lives. We thank you for your love for us. And God, we pray for each teacher, administrator, our security people, maintenance people in this district, that you would watch over them, protect them as they do their jobs to educate and bring about a great school year this year. God, we thank you for all you do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Board member Gilbert Sarabia will read the district's vision and mission statement for the benefit of the audience. Mr. Sarabia.
Our vision at CFISD is formed from the acronym Lead to Learn, Empower, Achieve, Dream, Lead. Our mission is to maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to be the 21st century global leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Sarabia. We will now proceed with the recognitions portions of the agenda. 1A, Superintendent Dr. Mark Henry will now make remarks and announcements including the honors and achievements earned by staff and students in the recent weeks. Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. Covey. This February, the community continued to show an incredible amount of generosity to CFISD FFA students who showcased another successful CFISD livestock show and sale, now in its 26th year. The live auction premium sale officially raised $258,700. The freezer sale, silent auction, gifts to students, and live auction combined to reach a total over $600,000. Cypress-Fairbanks ISD was named the 2019-20 Large Business of the Year by the Cy-Fair Houston Chamber of Commerce during a special general membership luncheon on February 18th at the Berry Center. CFISD is the third largest school district in Texas with identical boundaries as the Chamber of Commerce. The district employs more than 16,000 individuals, approximately 85% of whom live in the Cy-Fair area. And here's our little crystal right here that we received for that award.
My fault.
Cy-Fair and Langham Creek saw their seasons end in the regional quarterfinals. In girls basketball, Cypress Creek defeated Houston Heights in the regional quarterfinals, sending the Cougars to the Region 3 6A tournament for the third consecutive year. The Cougars defeated Summer Creek and Clear Springs in the regional tournament to win the Region 3 championship. Cypress Creek advances to the state tournament and will face McKinney Friday, March 6th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. The Cy-Fair High School boys basketball team lost to Fort Bend Travis to finish the season as area finalist, while Cypress Creek, Cypress Lake, Cypress Park, Cypress Woods, Jersey Village, and Langham Creek high schools concluded their seasons and finished as by-district finalists. 5 CFISD swimmers placed in the top 10, and 3 others finished in the top 20 at the UIL Swimming and Diving Class 6A state meet held February 14th and 15th at the Texas Swim Center in Austin. Cypress Creek High School senior Amanda McAlevey won the Class 6A 102-pound wrestling state championship. McAlevey was CFISD's lone champion and among 8 participants to earn top 6 medals at the UIL Wrestling State Tournament held February 21st and 22nd at the Berry Center here in Cypress. In the boys' tournament, Cypress Ranch was the highest finishing team, placing 27th overall with 19 total points. In the girls' tournament, Cypress Creek was the highest finishing team, placing 7th overall with 42 points. Congratulations to all of our fine athletes and coaches. We recently selected a new principal for Campbell Middle School, and so I will turn it over to Roy Garcia for introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. President Covey and Board of Trustees, we are pleased to introduce to you our new principal for Campbell Middle School, Mr. Rashad Godbolt. Rashad received his Bachelor of Arts in Education and his Master of Science from Southern University. He has 22 years of experience in the education profession. He was a middle school teacher for a total of 9 years, serving in Baton Rouge and in Alief ISD, where he was selected as Teacher of the Year. He joined Cypress-Fairbanks in 2007 as an assistant principal at Cypress Creek High School. He also served as the associate principal at Cypress Creek for 3 years. Rashad is in his 3rd year as principal at the Alternative Learning Center East. He has completed the Aspiring Principals Institute and is currently a doctoral student at the University of Houston. Mr. Godbolt enjoys listening to music, watching television, and spending time with family and friends with some time for travel. Rashad and his wife Nikki have 1 son, Benjamin, who is a graduate of Langham Creek High School and the national champion LSU Tigers. Please join me in congratulating Rashad on his new leadership opportunity.
Dr. Henry, Board President Covey, Board of Trustees, districts leaders, I stand before you very excited to serve as the next principal at Campbell Middle School. I look forward to partnering with the Gator community, working with such a dedicated staff at Campbell, and looking forward to continuing those traditions of making the Campbell Gator scholars. I've been so blessed and so fortunate to work in this district to have so much support. I'll start with my wife, Nikki Godbolt. I have my mother and my father-in-law, Mrs. Vivian and Mr. Atlas Lee here. They recently moved from Kansas City. We're Super Bowl champion Chiefs. I told them I would say that. I didn't want to, though. I told them I would say it. I didn't want to. I see members of my Cypress Creek family that I work with and my AOC East family that are here with me today. And last but certainly not least, I'm looking forward to working with my new community, my Gator staff right here, my Gator Nation, who came out to support me tonight. My Canberra Gators. Yeah. And as I scan the room, I see my doctoral cohort friends over there. Hello, guys. All right. And also my peers, my principal friends that came to support me, and also my coach, mentor friend, Ms. Sue McGowan. And I'm going to miss my partner, Stacy Wiki, but she's in good hands. Thank y'all so much.
Oh. Forgot where I was. Oh. I'm not sure, Mr. Godbolt, but I think you married up. I'm just telling you. I did notice that we had a couple of Boy Scouts that walked in after we did introductions. Boys, would y'all stand up and introduce yourself? So, I'm sorry, all Scouts. Would y'all just, okay, yeah. Could we get them the microphone so we can hear where they're from? Oh, there's one over here too. Thank you, Leslie.
My name's Alina Javed, and I'm from Troop 571.
My name's Tuba Khan, and I'm from Troop 571.
My name's Adiba Khan, and I'm from Troop 571.
Fatma Abbasi, Troop 571.
Muhammad Abbasi, Troop 1440.
Taha Javed, Troop 1440.
Thank y'all, and then we've got one more over on this.
John Alega, 1177.
Over here. Getting your steps in, Leslie.
I'm Jason, and I'm from Troop 1177.
Okay, we're going to take about a 2.5 minute break to concentrate on congratulating our new principal, and then we'll be back up here for public comments and board comments. So everybody, you got 2.5 minutes. Go. Okay, we will now proceed with public comments portion of the agenda. Mr. Rashad, you know that when you take over as principal, you got to stay for the whole meeting. Mr. Godbolt, I mean, being principal, you should stay for the whole meeting, you know. All right, at this point, public comments. Patrons who are duly registered per policy BED local may address the board and make public comments on an agenda item during or before the board's consideration of the item. The board may allow public comment on agenda items at all meetings. The board will continue with the remaining agenda with the registered patrons have had an opportunity to speak. To participate, the registration was between 5:30 and 5:50. Tonight, we do not have anyone that is signed up to speak during that. So now we will proceed on to the board comments of the agenda. 3A, the board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any students, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this meeting. So I'm looking down here, Mr. Yes, sir. Thank you, Gilbert. You're up.
Okay, thank you everybody for being here. This last 30 days or so has been this is okay, right?
You're fine.
Yeah,
You're
very, very exciting in the district. A lot of things are happening. I've been to retirees meeting, and it's always nice to see all these retirees together. And they have such good passion for the academic here in the district and stuff. So really good people. Went to the wrestling meet also, and the wrestling meet was phenomenal. I tell you that was boggling there. I saw a young lady throw down another lady, and they were bigger than me, and it was really, it was tough. And that was a semifinal of a state championship, and I was glad it wasn't me though, but it was very exciting. But a great host though. It brings the community together, and it's an outstanding competition. Been to many of the basketball playoffs the last couple of weeks throughout, and the kids, boys and girls, are all competing at a very high level, something that we offer here. It's just outstanding. Read America is something. This past weekend, I coached 6 baseball games this weekend, and when I read to that pre-K class on Monday, I think I sweated more in that first reading at pre-K than I did all 6 games that I coached this past weekend. I kept just wiping my brows. I couldn't. But I got by and I had 3 more, and it was good to go. So. And then not last, Mr. Godbolt, he just left. Mr. Godbolt is an outstanding person. My family was fortunate to be at Side Creek when he was there, and my youngest wrote a paper about him. Well, real special. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gilbert. Ms. Blacksher?
Good evening. First of all, I just want to comment that recently I made visits in the last month to Metcalf, Truett, and Post, and 3 outstanding schools with great leaders. And I always get excited to see how our curriculum is being presented, and to visit classrooms and see how the teachers are adapting it to the students and in the manner in which they learn. I really feel like this, our staff does a great job. Then last week I attended the TASB Governance Camp, and I want to thank Dr. Henry for that opportunity to do that. It was a good conference, 2-day conference, and our second day was called Student Voice, and we heard from student groups throughout the state of Texas and how they are doing special programs at their schools, and came away with some ideas. Always good to go to a conference and come back rejuvenated. Participated in Read Across America. I was fortunate to be able to read to my, she's 8 now, my 8-year-old granddaughter's class, 2nd grade class at Keith Elementary, and that was a real treat. And happened to run into the Cat in the Hat there and get a picture with him. He was reading to his grandkids. And also this week have read to pre-K and kinder classes at Danish on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I read to my regular 1st grade class that I week 2 Readly and shared Dr. Seuss with them. And finally, I just want to wish all of our staff and students a safe and healthy spring break. I know everyone is ready for that week, and our students need a break, and I know our teachers and administrators can use a break too. So I'm looking forward to everyone getting some rest and then coming back so we can finish our school year strong. Thank you.
Thank you. Julie? I'm sorry, John. John, go ahead.
I, too, had the privilege of attending the state wrestling tournament, and it was amazing that all the wrestlers from across the state, the competition, and the way the Berry Center can hold and such competitions and all the things that went on there. I want to give a shout out to Ray Zapata. I mean, he and his staff, they're phenomenal at doing that. And I tell you, our center, along with our staff, are just exemplary in hosting and putting on any kind of tournament. just happy to be a part of that. Of course, I attended the TASB Governance Conference in Galveston, and it was great. All the breakout sessions and the major sessions were quite illuminating. I had the privilege of reading at Moore Elementary, where I have two grandsons there, Jack and also Josiah, and I had the privilege of reading to both of their classes, and just great to be at Moore and to see the renovations there. Gosh, the changes that were made, and to hear all the accolades given to our team that does the renovations. It's just great to see our older campuses being handled in that way and made to feel that they're just as important as if they were built last year, and it was great to experience that.
Thank you, John. Julie?
Since the last meeting, I made a couple of different school visits. I had the privilege of visiting Hamilton Elementary and the Maybelline Carpenter Center. I thank them both for the very warm welcomes that I received there, and something that really touched me when visiting the Carpenter Center is that sometimes the smallest programs can have the greatest impact. That's a very special place. The staff and the director there do amazing work, and I'm very grateful for their efforts. As part of Read Across America, to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday and to encourage reading, I got to read at Bain Elementary and Gleason Elementary. I want to thank the teachers and librarians at Bain and Gleason for their patience with me. You know, I live with teenagers and I mentor in our high schools, and so I'm used to asking open-ended questions and trying to get students to talk, and that is not an issue in elementary school. They are very happy to share with you about their pets and their family and how many teeth they've lost. So it got a little chaotic at times, and that was absolutely my fault, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So hopefully they got everybody to settle down after I left. But it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to go back and do it again. Two more highlights to share. I want to thank Yen Trong and Maria Trejo for the opportunity to participate and enjoy the Lunar New Year celebration at Campbell Middle School. The Cypher Vietnamese American PTO is a wonderful organization, and they welcomed me with open arms. The event included student performances, a fashion show, a wonderful dinner, and a lion dance. And it was a fantastic celebration of Vietnamese traditions, and I learned so much. It was a great experience, and I can't wait to participate again. I appreciate the Cypher Vietnamese American PTO. Lastly, I got to participate and enjoy the No Place for Hate Poetry Slam at Cy Springs High School. This was a showcase of student voice and student talent. It was powerful and empowering. And again, I look forward to seeing that next year as well. I had the chance to speak at the Klein ISD Leadership Coalition, which is very much like our CLC. They're a community advocacy group, and I had the chance to share with them the importance of voting and for advocating for our local public schools. They're very good neighbors for us. We have a lot of alignment in terms of our legislative priorities and our goals for our public schools. I also attended the TASB Winter Governance Camp and came back with lots of ideas and passion for encouraging and finding new ways of incorporating student voice and building capacity for student voice in CFISD. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Julie. As you can tell, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gilbert. Sure.
My apologies about coming back with something. I too also attended the governance conference, and all these fellow trustees I consider all my mentors. And Bob, you did an outstanding job of hosting us and everything at the conference. It was very well run, and I feel in good hands with all you guys there, always lending your support and stuff. Very important. And last not least, She doesn't know I'm going to mention her name, but I saw Darcy at Hancock. And Darcy is a very special lady. I tell you, she's doing a lot of stuff still on the, and my predecessor, I hold her very high esteem. I tell you what, she's an outstanding lady. I just wanted to mention her name. Thanks.
Thanks, Gilbert. Lord, they've all, it's just amazing. I am so proud of this board because we all did Read Across America. All 7 of us, and even we dragged Mark along. He also read. So the team of 8, yeah. So you didn't think I could read. I didn't. You are from Arkansas, but that's okay. I had the opportunity to read to Sheridan, and I've read at Sheridan now for 10 years, and at Lampkin, and then I got to read to my grandkids at Keith and at Swinky. And I got to tell you, it was so funny at Sheridan because the minute I walked in, I started hearing the kids telling each other, "Oh man, Dr. Seuss is here, Dr. Seuss is here." And I went, "No, I'm really the cat in the hat. I'm not Dr. Seuss," but I guess I looked about his age, so I guess that's probably what happened.
He was 116.
I know. Well, we're close. I'll also tell you, we went to the governance camp, and it was really, really great to be with the trustees that could. Tom didn't get to make that because he had a prior commitment, but he would have been there had he not had the prior commitment. But it was really great to be there and to learn. And what they did, and they started 2 years ago because this used to be held in Corpus, and they moved it to Galveston 3 years ago. And they really focus on students now. And so the first day that you're there and doing sessions, it's the adults doing the sessions. But the second day is focused on children from different school districts, talking about programs that they're involved in. And I tell you what, it's really impressive to walk down and see these kids, and they're so proud of what they're doing. And they had bands and choirs performing, and it was just wonderful. I did get to make a trip to Pope Elementary, where I really enjoyed going around. And one of the things I saw at Pope that I really enjoyed was watching teachers, and they're teaching while they're waiting to change class. They may be going from their own classroom into the large group, but they're still teaching in the hallway. And the kids were responding. It's awesome. And that's not just at Pope, that's everywhere. I'm very proud of what they do. And then I'll tell you that this Saturday I'm excited because I'm going to be going to the Madrigal Contest in San Antonio. The Madrigal Contest brings in 40 of the best madrigal groups across the state. Last year, Cy-Fair Singers won it. 4 or 5 years before they, Cy Ranch won it. And then 20 years before last year, Cy-Fair had won it the first time. And now they get to go back, and because they won last year, they get to put on a 30-minute performance. And I did see them the other night at Foundry, and all 7 of the groups that are going just sounded wonderful, but Cy-Fair did such a great job. So I'm extremely proud of the fine arts in our district. I know the wrestling was wonderful. I didn't get to make that, and I know that basketball playoffs, and now there's just so much, y'all. There's so much that we could be doing. We all just need to quit whatever jobs we got and just do nothing but the district. So that's just kind of the way it is. Okay.
The other, though, is your paycheck.
I know, I do need that. So anyway, we will now proceed to the citizen participation portion of the agenda. Patrons who have duly registered per policy BED local may address the board regarding matters of concern or interest to the district other than the character of any student, staff, or board member. The board may not act upon any matter that is not listed under the action item portion of the agenda. Tonight, I believe we have 3 speakers. The first one is Donna Lord. Donna, you are up.
Good evening. My name is Donna Lord, and I'm the Vice President of Cy-Fair TSTA. This past Monday, as you've all mentioned, schools across the nation and across our district celebrated Read Across America. This was launched in 1998 by the National Education Association, and it is the nation's largest celebration of reading. Cy-Fair TSTA is a proud sponsor of this event, and we love partnering with the board and with our administrators. And we want to thank you again this year for being great participants. On Monday, several board members, both past and present, along with Dr. Henry, visited our schools and read to our children. And I saw the pictures on social media, and it looked like you guys were having more fun than the kids. I loved the hats, the big red bow ties, and the costume. That was my favorite. So we are so excited that you're so excited about this event. All readers, especially struggling readers, learn to love stories by hearing stories. Reading aloud to our children and our teens allows them to experience the joy of reading and the joy of those stories. It also models fluency, it helps their vocabulary, it ensures that they build a long-term success with reading. But I think my favorite part about this is that it instills this love of books and this love of reading. And so on behalf of Cyfair, TSTA, and from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for partnering with us and to make this event such a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lord. Our next speaker is Byron J. Henry. Byron? And Byron, I didn't announce for Ms. Lord, but we do have you got the lights there, so you've got 2 minutes. And when you start, the green light will come on. When it's 30 seconds to the end, the yellow light, and then the red light will come on when the 2 minutes are up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And it's actually Brian.
Is it Brian?
Yes, sir.
I'm old. Okay, thank you.
So,
thank you,
hello.
Brian.
My name is Brian J. Henry. I'm a resident of the district and a parent. My daughter will be at Hamilton Elementary next year. So I first wanted to just congratulate all of you on the award for Large Business of the Year. As a taxpayer and parent, it inspires confidence to know the district's being run efficiently and effectively. Secondly, I wanted to introduce myself as a political candidate. I'm running for the Texas House in District 130. I'm a public educator myself over 10 years, and so public education will be central to my campaign. I'll be talking about a lot of issues that impact the district and other districts. For me, investing in schools means investing in the children, so they have the workforce and civic skills needed to contribute. Investing in the educational professionals, so they have good wages to support their families, the local economy. And lastly, our retired educators, so they have pensions and health care that they can, rely on. So I look forward to shedding a light on important public education issues, and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Henry.
Thanks.
Next up is John Rosenthal.
Thank you, President Covey, Superintendent Henry, and the board. Thank you all always for welcoming me here. My name is John Rosenthal. I'm the state representative for this House district, for House District 135. And I've come here tonight because actually there's a lot of things going on and that I wanted to talk about, but the thing that I want to let you know is that we have 2 confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Northwest Harris County in the unincorporated region. And so it's important to be informed about this and how it's happened. These are folks who have traveled in, who are under self-quarantine. One was an employee at Rice University. So our Harris County health officials have actually been preparing for this eventuality for months, believing that there's no way to avoid the possibility that it's not never gonna come here. So they were prepared with emergency response. The people have been quarantined. Everybody who came into contact with them also has been discovered and quarantined, and nobody is testing positive of those who were in contact with them. So it's good to know that our county officials are on top of that situation. My office is right down the street. I'm at 9601 Jones Road. We've received a number of calls and try to stay on top of it so that we can keep you informed. I have just a little bit of time left, so I want to say that in this last month, I spent 2 days with the Junior Achievement Career Program, Career Speaker Program, where I got to spend a day speaking at Cook Elementary and Cook Middle School, And I spent a day at Kayla Middle School speaking with 8th graders about my career as a mechanical engineer. And then, of course, I ran for office in the last election and won. So it was a tremendously rewarding experience. Kids were awesome. Teachers even more awesome. And so very pleased that I could participate in that, and I hope I can do it again next year. So I'm John Rosenthal. Thank you for letting me talk again.
Thank you, sir. The reports portion of the agenda was presented at the board work session on Monday, March 2nd, 2020. The board will now proceed with the consensus action items portion of the agenda. 6A, the board will consider approving the tax refunds of $500 or greater for Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. 6B, the board will consider approving the minutes of the February 10th, 2020 regular board meeting. Are there any changes or concerns about that? Okay, we're moving along. The following non-consent action items were moved to consent during the board work session on Monday, March 2nd, 2020. 7A, the board will consider approving second additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies BE local board meetings, revise, CDA local other revenues, investments, or revise, CH local purchasing and acquisition, or revise. 7B, the board will consider approving the right-of-way dedication to Harris County for a signal light at the intersection of Kluge Road and Old Kluge Road at Hamilton Middle School, and authorize the superintendent or designee to negotiate the final terms and execute all related documents. 7C, the board will consider approving construction proposals and contracts paid from bond funds to the recommended contractors, and authorize the superintendent or designee to execute all necessary documents related to such contracts as follows. Number 1, 2019 Holbrook and Post Elementary and Kayla Middle School renovations. Number 2, 2019 Feast Elementary School renovation. Number 3, 2019 Copeland, Gleason, and Sheridan Elementary School renovations. 7D, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and are authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda items. 1, Blue Cat Appliances and Maintenance. 2, Cisco Enterprise Agreement License. 3, Computer Aided Dispatch Report Management System, CAD/RMS. 4, Electronic Technology Equipment Repair Parts and Repair Service. Number 5, Fertilizer and Pesticides. Number 6, Firewall Refresh Project. Number 7, Furniture and Equipment. Number 8, Harold Rowe Middle School Project E-Rate. Number 9, Internet and Related Services for ISC Network Core Project E-Rate. And number 10, School Buses. 7E, the board will consider approving the administration's recommendation for the 2020-2021 open and closed campus designations for student transfers. 7F, the board will consider approving on first reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies DFFA, local reduction in force, financial exigency, I hate that word, revise. If any board member wishes to remove one or more items for further discussion, please do so at this time. If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the consensus items as recommended or amended. May I have a Dr. O?
Mr. President, I move that all the consensus items that have been read be approved. Those that have been recommended or amended.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Any you have any concerns or questions or want to bring up any issues? Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. And it's unanimous. Thank you, Holly. And now we will proceed with the superintendent's briefing portion of the agenda. Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees. March is National Nutrition Month and was created by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. National Nutrition Month is an educational campaign focusing on the significance of physical fitness as well as making informed food choices and eating nourishing meals. On Saturday, February 22nd, over 2,400 gifted and talented students from our elementary and middle schools attended the 2020 Horizons Da Vinci Day at Cypress Ridge High School. Da Vinci Day is an opportunity for the district's gifted and talented students to gather with their peers and participate in hands-on problem-solving activities that challenge and engage them. More than 450 staff and student volunteers assisted in helping to make the event a success. The district's spring break begins next week, March 9th through 13th. All schools will be closed and classes will resume on Monday, March 16th. Student Services is excited about the district's 9th annual TAP into spring break camp. The camp will be held at the Berry Center March 10th through March 12th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and will provide 3 days of math and leadership opportunities to 105 enthusiastic 3rd through 12th grade students. The district will provide transportation and food for students from 46 different campuses. Teachers, instructional coaches, and Club Rewind staff will provide instruction and leadership activities geared toward the May administration of Math Star and EOC exams. The highlight of the event will be our TAP Camp Grand Finale that will be held on Thursday, March 12th at 1:15 in the theater of the Berry Center. During spring break, in case of emergency, CFPD may be contacted at 281-897-4337. I'd like to wish our students and employees a safe, enjoyable, and well-deserved vacation. But when you come back, the 7th Annual Superintendent's Fun Run and Festival is scheduled for March 21st from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Berry Center. Registration is now open. Proceeds from the event will help fund scholarships and teacher development grants throughout the Cyfair Educational Foundation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, so during the spring break, nobody eats fatty foods and everybody goes walking and running, right? I'm not going to be doing that, and wash your hands. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a wonderful spring break. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.